Did you know that the small, often overlooked 1994 US dime might hold more value than you expect? It's a coin that most people pass over without a second glance, slipping it into vending machines or letting it rattle around in drawers. But beneath that humble appearance lies a story of design, minting detail, and hidden treasure that every coin enthusiast, collector, and even the everyday spender should know. The 1994 US dime, part of the Roosevelt Dime series, might appear insignificant in size, but it carries the legacy of a president, a nation's tribute, and over 5 decades of American history. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, graces the front of this coin, not simply as a statesman, but as a symbol of courage, reform, and the fight against polio. The coin's origin dates back to 1946, shortly after Roosevelt's death in 1945, and was designed to honor his legacy, particularly his work in founding the March of Dimes. This non-profit organization was critical in raising funds to combat polio, a disease Roosevelt himself battled throughout his adult life. By 1994, the Roosevelt dime had already seen nearly 50 years of circulation, and its familiar face had become a constant companion in the pockets of Americans. The 1994 issue wasn't commemorative, nor did it mark a major anniversary, but it does have its own quiet significance, particularly to collectors and those who value minting nuances and coin quality. Produced at 2 major U.S. mints, Philadelphia and Denver, the 1994 dime is easily accessible, but condition, errors, and unique features determine whether it's merely pocket change or a numismatic gem. Let's talk about design. The obverse of the 1994 dime features a left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. The initials, J.S., appear just below Roosevelt's neckline. Above the portrait, you'll find the word Liberty, a principle Roosevelt staunchly defended. To the left of the image, the national motto, In God We Trust, appears, while the year 1994 is neatly positioned below. Depending on the mint, you'll see either a D for Denver or no mark at all for Philadelphia. Now flip the coin. The reverse carries deep symbolism, an olive branch for peace, a torch for liberty, and an oak branch for strength and independence. These 3 elements are bound together, illustrating a balanced view of the American ethos. United States of America arches along the top edge, while the denomination 1 dime is inscribed at the bottom. E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, is engraved across the center. The design, though unchanged for decades, still evokes national pride and holds artistic value, especially for collectors who appreciate the fine balance of design and symbolism. In 1994, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 1,160,500,000 dimes, while the Denver Mint struck around 1,230,140,000. That's over 2.3 billion dimes, making it a very common coin in terms of sheer mintage. However, as with many coins, the devil is in the details. Collectors aren't just looking for any 1994 dime, they're after specific characteristics that elevate a coin's status, such as mint errors, high grades, and full torch strikes, known as full bands. So, what makes a 1994 dime potentially valuable? Let's start with condition. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with mint state MS coins starting at 60 and up. The higher the grade, the fewer blemishes, scratches, or wear the coin has. An MS-67 or MS-68 dime from 1994, especially with full bands on the reverse torch, can fetch a premium price in the coin market. While the majority of these coins are circulated and thus worn, uncirculated examples stored carefully from original mint rolls or mint sets may still retain that fresh, crisp shine. Another important factor is errors. The U.S. Mint is one of the most advanced coin-producing institutions in the world, but even with its strict quality controls, mistakes do happen. These minting errors, when preserved on coins, can turn a common dime into a collectible piece worth many times its face value. Off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and broad strikes are some of the errors sought by collectors. A 1994 dime with a visible double die obverse, for instance, can be highly prized. Imagine a tiny imperfection during the minting process, a misaligned die or a misfeed, that leaves behind a physical reminder that something didn't go quite as planned. For coin collectors, that flaw becomes a fascinating fingerprint of history. So, the next time you receive change at a store, take a second and glance at that little silver coin. Check the date. Look for the mint mark. Examine the bands on the torch. What seems like a routine coin might just be something worth holding on to, or even something that could surprise you with its hidden value. After all, in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest pieces can carry the richest stories.